XK9 dogs all know. Pass the test for the job. Get a state job for life. Steady pay. Respected everywhere. Reborn as a stray, I'll try it. On the way to the station, caught a familiar scent on a blondie, the smell of drugs. We died for this. Never forget it, even reborn. Rushed at blondie, bit his left hand. He was off guard, dropped his black bag. I grabbed it. Ran to the park station. Blondie stood frozen. Pain woke him up fast. He chased me. I slowed down, kept him chasing till the station gate. No more hesitation. Turned to the vehicle entrance. Ran to the reception hall. Blondie chased, didn't care. Followed me in. On-duty investigators saw it. Strange. A dog with a bag, followed by a panting blonde youth. They stop and question Blondie. Blondie braces his hands on his knees. He answers weakly. The dog stole my bag. To prove ownership, he shows his bleeding hand to Li Feng. Evidence is conclusive. Leading Blondie inside, Li Feng radio Zine, reporting the situation. Soon, 7 or 8 officers emerge. Front ones carry riot shields, rear ones with fork and rope. I won't suffer. I hook the bag zipper with a claw. Soon I pull it open, scattering the white powder within. Blondie's frozen. He tries to run, but Li Feng tackles him. Next, veteran investigators rush in. Chief Zhao sorts things out, then walks toward me. Seeing me still, he picks up the black bag, studying me closely. After my job, I eat my fill, then hopped on the sofa, lazily passed the whole afternoon. Not long after dark, I saw Zhao Zhiguo again, carrying a big bag of food. He walked in, beaming with joy. He took out a marked lunchbox, opened it, and placed it before me. Holy cow! A huge chunk of beef appeared. My mouth watered instantly. I devoured it heartily. After eating, I curled up and fell asleep. Early next morning, I was woken by the door opening. Zhao Zhiguo entered the office with a young man in police uniform. He was a K9 unit trainer. Having heard of my heroic deed, he decided to take me for base testing and named me Chunky. At the training base, I first wandered around. My past life had seen K9 tests, so I knew roughly what to expect. The first test was an obstacle plank. Cleared it with ease. The second was jumping through a plank hole. Still easy. The third was crawling through a cage. Likewise effortless. The fourth was a balance beam. A bit tricky. Almost lost my balance. Triangular ramp and 4-tiered jump. Cleared the rest easily. No fear of heights. No problem at all. After all tests, I lifted my head for praise. The trainer was pleased. Took me to the final, the most critical challenge. In a vast space, clutter and strong odors were scattered. Find hidden drugs in this setting. After 2 rounds, with time running out, I found it in a suitcase. I lay down at once. Zhao confirmed and signaled the examiner. The examiner rushed over, found the drugs easily. Onlookers applauded warmly. I was excited too. Passed the establishment exam in this world, got a state job to serve the people. In a sudden impulse, I howled. Next day, up before 6 ante-meridium, ran laps around the field. After breakfast, Zhao got orders to take me to the border checkpoint. Hurried into full gear, then taken by recon vehicle to the station. As the sun rose, the temperature soared. After working for over 2 hours, I was melting. I don't know why, but there were so many cars. During a rare break, Zhao Zhiguo and I found shade to rest. The morning passed, completely uneventful. Suddenly, a bus approached in the distance. It stopped under the border inspector's guidance. The driver got off with his papers for inspection and opened the luggage compartment. I followed Zhao Zhiguo to sniff around the bags. Finding nothing suspicious, we boarded the bus, checking from front to back. At that moment, a young girl caught Zhao Zhiguo's attention, not because she was pretty, but her perfume was pungent. A tactic sometimes used by traffickers to throw off narcotics dogs. Veterans don't do this. So if she was a dealer, she was a rookie. Zhao didn't rush over. He continued checking step by step. I smelled the strong perfume as I boarded, so I checked extra carefully each time to prevent olfactory confusion. Closer to her, the perfume grew stronger. I had to sniff items directly. To my surprise, I found nothing on her or in her bag. Zhao Zhiguo inquires cautiously from the girl, asks her to open her backpack and inspect it. The girl immediately flies off the handle. She questions why she has to open it. But Zhao Zhiguo coldly demands she cooperate. Armed police behind raise their guns in alert. Finally, the girl reluctantly opens her backpack. Zhao Zhiguo finds nothing unusual after checking. He apologizes to her. He then prepares to continue the inspection. While they are talking, I notice a detail. The girl and the middle-aged man in the seat across the aisle both have a faint sneer on their lips. I start recalling if I missed anything just now. Experience from my past life as a top cop makes me instantly think of the seat back. When we first boarded, the girl was leaning against the seat back in front. The perfume scent on that seat back was very strong. I had overlooked it at the time. Thinking of this, I grab Zhao Zhiguo and lunge at that seat back. Zhao Zhiguo stumbles from my pull, but he quickly recovers his balance. Seeing this, the girl suddenly grabs her backpack and hurls it at me. I quickly step back to dodge. What are you doing? Do you know what you're doing? That's assaulting an officer. Sorry. I didn't expect him to lunge. I was afraid he'd bite me. That's why I hit him with my bag. Her words left Zhao speechless. He couldn't confront her. After all, I charged. It looked aggressive. Zhao apologized to her. He then continued checking. I signaled suspicious activity. Then Zhao realized. The PAP tensed up, aimed their guns at her and the man. Called for backup. Police dog found something. Zhao radioed for backup. 6 or 7 PAP rushed in, weapons drawn covering corners, told all to get off for checks. A middle-aged officer entered, ordered everyone off the bus. Under weapon threat, Over 20 passengers complied. All got off. When the last stepped down, he approached Zhao and asked, "What happened?" Chunky sensed something wrong. Zhao pointed to the seat back. Hearing this, the middle-aged man ordered at once, "Get tools, take it apart." I feared they'd get it wrong. I pulled Zhao Zhiguo to the seat back, scratching it wildly with my claws. Seeing this, they paused briefly. The middle-aged man smiled. Clever. It even pinpoints where to cut. Saves us trouble. Soon, Little Wu went to the seat back I scratched. After inspecting it, he reported, "Station Chief, this backrest cover's been removed recently. The stitches are new. Though hastily done, they're still noticeable." Then open it right away. Make sure it's on camera. The officer with the body cam focused the lens. Little Wu took scissors. He carefully cut the cover along the seam. It quickly revealed the contents. A thin layer of foam wrapped several lunchbox-sized bundles secured inside the backrest. Removing the foam, inside were 5 sealed packages in boxes. "Station Chief, yeah, they're out." Little Wu put the boxes down. He carefully unwrapped them, revealing a white powder. It's obvious what this is. Seeing this, Station Chief Ye ordered, "Little Chin, control the girl and driver outside. The evidence is solid here. Don't let any accomplice slip away." Little Chin left on command. "Zhao Feng, come with me. We'll handle the follow-up." All were taken inside the border station, separated, questioned, and registered. If their records didn't match, they were detained immediately, re-investigated, until their true identity was found. All luggage was checked meticulously. Only cleared items were returned. During subsequent checks, no more anomalies were discovered. After the busy morning, Zhao Feng took me to the office break room to enjoy the rare air conditioning. Looking through the glass, I saw a lively scene outside. The cleared passengers from the morning bus were in the hall waiting. I scanned around. I didn't see the middle-aged man from the bus. I thought he'd been exposed and was being questioned. But then I turned and saw him come out of the restroom. Shaking water off his hands, he joined the crowd. He sat down, then fiddled with his phone. I stood up wanting to go over, but quickly sat back down. I can't talk. No solid proof. Even biting him now is useless. Zhao Feng and I would only suffer. Rested for almost an hour. I just stared intently. Couldn't think of a solution. Since he was released, his identity, luggage, and phone checked out. But I trusted my instinct. Instinct forged over years, not days. Then, a BMW entered the courtyard. He checked his phone, stood and walked out. Clearly his ride. I couldn't stay put. Burst through the door, ran toward him. No time to hesitate. Had to stop him. As I charged out, the BMW driver stopped, hurried to open the door. Zhao Feng saw me move. He gave chase. He saw me pounce. Tried to dodge. Too late. As I leapt to tackle him, a familiar scent excited me. The idiot brought drugs here. Thank my lucky stars. I dashed past both men. Quickly circle around the BMW. After locating the drugs, I signal the find. Zhao Feng understands. He turns and blocks the man and driver. The driver sees this, confused by Zhao Feng's actions. He meant to show loyalty, but is now startled. In contrast, the man remains calm, watching with a smile. "I took my car. No matter where you're from, you must cooperate." Just then, Station Chief Yi arrives with his team. They surround the two men. Guns are aimed at the driver. Silence falls. The man's face darkens. He thinks to himself, "The driver and girl didn't know me. I was just watching, here to see the show, to see how they'd bring the drugs in. A dog ruined the plan. And now I'm trapped." Yet, he remains unconcerned. He figures the car might smell, but surely holds no drugs. Joanne isn't that dumb to pick me up in a loaded car. Meanwhile, the driver pulled aside is pale. He'd been lazy, leaving the goods in the tire. If caught, my life is over. That much drugs means certain death. He went pale, looking for help, but the cops blocked him. "Officer, I confess. I'll say everything. The drugs aren't mine. They're my boss's. I'm not involved." Grasping at straws, he rasped. Station Chief Ye, almost gone, heard him, turned and ordered, "Bring him in. Hold him in a separate cell. Don't let him disrupt things." Acting fast, Ye had the PAP take him. The man was devastated. Cursing his idiot partner, he was led away helpless. Outside I missed it, but caught it all. A relief. Glad I have no dead weight. If Zhao Feng or others trust me, it's done. Then, Little Wu came over, smiling. "Chunky, another big win. Dinner's on you." In one day, 2 drug cases discovered. Shortly after, 4 or 5 people used a jack to secure the car. Removed the left rear tire. As soon as it was off, 2 or 3 bags of drugs in transparent bags fell out. Counted them. 10 bags total. 500 grams each. A full 5 kilograms of drugs? No wonder the driver confessed in the hall without interrogation. If pinned on him, death penalty for sure. If the middle-aged man is confirmed, the driver cooperates, he might get a lighter sentence. Pending the judge's ruling. Although 2 drug trafficking incidents were found this morning, I still went to work as usual. When it was time, Zhao Feng still took me out for the afternoon patrol. I could feel Zhao Feng was walking on air, happy like a parent just learning their child aced a test. No surprise. After all, this Labrador retriever was raised by him since a pup. After Wolf King and Black Rose died, Zhao Feng lived with this still young dog. During this time, I felt he was really good to the old Chunky, teaching anything with great patience, never scolding or hitting, often playing around. That's probably why he passed physicals, but failed everything else. The afternoon shift was uneventful. At 6 o'clock, we were driven back to base. Zhao Feng patted my head. Smiling, he said, "Chunky, great work today. I put in for your commendation." As we disembarked, we saw Song Ming waiting. "Secretary Song, you haven't left yet?" Zhao Feng saluted. Song Ming returned the salute. Station Chief Ye called. He's very pleased and asked for awards. "Chunky's performance surprised me. You've done well," Zhao Feng replied humbly. "I indulged him before. Didn't train him right. Beyond basic fitness, his skills were lacking. These recent events caught us off guard." Song Ming smiled. "All right then, credit belongs to you. Get some rest." Zhao Feng led me to the kennel to settle in. On duty the next day, we got the full story. The girl took 10 grand from the driver. She doused herself in perfume and leaned on the seat back. The scent masked it from the police dogs. That man was involved because a recent drug bust created a domestic shortage, so he tried to move more drugs. According to his confession, they'd succeeded 3 times. This time they never expected a dog with a human soul to spot his flaws. He wasn't that powerful, just a lowly underling in charge of transport. That night, police used his intel to arrest over a dozen couriers. The driver didn't know his identity. Their contact was online. Payment per trip, amount of goods, the drop-off point, they'd pick it up themselves. They handled the transport too, but their past successes drew his attention. He came to learn the method. He could have sent a subordinate, but a family matter called him back. That's how he was caught. Just then, a voice called out, "Chunky, a bus!" Back to work. A bus just like yesterday's arrived at the checkpoint. Following orders, the driver stepped out with his ID. He stood aside, waiting for clearance. 4 or 5 suitcases were pulled from the luggage bay. I approached and began carefully sniffing. Didn't expect any trouble, but then at a red suitcase, I caught a familiar scent. Not drugs. What it was exactly, I just couldn't figure out. I sniffed it again. Zhao Feng noticed my hesitation. He asked, "Chunky, what's wrong? Something up?" I looked up at him, nodded first, then shook my head, unsure of the smell. My behavior didn't faze Zhao Feng anymore. After 2 weeks together, he was used to my ways. "Chunky actually understands you and answers back. So smart," a staff member watching nearby said in surprise. Having seen our whole exchange, Zhao Feng smiled back. "Of course, Chunky's very smart. Li Cheng, go find this case's owner. We should open it up." Soon after, the owner was brought over. Not the young woman I'd guessed, but a teenage boy. The boy was very nervous when brought over. He could barely walk. Seeing his suitcase surrounded, he was a bit scared. He hesitated to come closer. This put everyone on high alert. Clearly something was wrong, and it was serious. Zhao Feng saw several PAP officers surrounding the boy. He spoke to the boy. "Is this your suitcase?" The boy nodded. He said, "Yes." Zhao Feng continued asking, "What's the combination?" "We need to open and inspect it." The boy hesitated for a long time. Only under the gun's threat did he give the code. As a staff member moved to open the case, I suddenly remembered something. I quickly ran in front of the staffer. I blocked her approach. Zhao Feng tried pulling me back several times but failed. He didn't dare use more force, afraid of hurting me. The staffer patted my head. "Chunky, move aside. Let me through, okay?" But I really wished I could dissolve this so-called hyoid bone in my throat and tell them my suspicion. But this world has no such thing as cultivation into a demon. I'm just an ordinary police dog. As the girl tried to step past me, my brain's about to explode. Exactly what I feared. This is bad. I kept tugging Zhao Feng's uniform, trying to stop the girl. But Zhao Feng just said, "Hold on, Xiaoke, Chunky's picked up on something." Zhao Feng finally caught on from my behavior. He saw I wasn't playing around, but actively stopping her. Chunky's a drug sniffer, not a patrol dog. What's there to fear? Xiaoke shrugged it off, crouching to open the suitcase. But before she could, Xiao Hung yanked her back. "Wait, I should have said. Chunky had bomb detection training. I think he's found an explosive." Xiaoke, about to retort, instinctively backed off. Chief Ye walked over asking, "What's going on?" Zhao Feng replied, "Chunky might have found explosives. Not certain yet." Chief Ye pointed at the surrounded youth. "That his case?" Xiao Hung nodded. "Since we're uncertain, treat it as a threat. Everyone back to safe distance now. Get the gear over here to scan it." Right then, I noticed the teen's hand seemed to be holding something, though both hands gripped his clothes tight, looking really tense. I still saw his right hand was off. His fist wasn't clenched like it was empty, but like it held something. As staff turned to get equipment, the teen got more nervous. But under all those watching eyes, he made no extra move. Just looked down at the ground, silent, no defense for himself. Zhao Feng's team saw nothing odd. As the chief brought gear to scan the case, I realized the issue was in his hand. I instantly fly off the handle, break free from Zhao Feng's grip, and charge at the teen full speed. My jaws clamp on his hand. I bite through his wrist with all my might, blood trickling into my mouth. A bit metallic and slightly sweet, hit by sudden pain. The teen stunned, recovering his other hand, his free hand clamping down on the bitten wrist. He collapsed in pain. The teen instinctively tried to yank his hand from my jaws, but failed. At that moment, everyone's gaze shifted to the fallen youth. The nearest PAP officer reacted instantly, spotting what had fallen from the teen's hand. Instead of grabbing my leash, he seized the teen's other hand. Ignoring the struggle, he pinned him to the ground. Another officer moved quickly. Once I released my bite, he immediately secured the wounded hand. "Quick, everyone fall back!" No lingering. 4 PAP officers lifted the teen and ran away from the explosives. The others grasped the severity, fleeing without hesitation. Soon, the area was secured by PAP with all entry blocked. Yilin watched the still struggling teen, wanting nothing more than to kick him dead. Soon after, the teen's clothes were removed, searched meticulously, and only redressed after being cleared. A doctor came, disinfected the wound, and began bandaging it. No special treatment for a suspect. When's the bomb squad? Zhao Feng asked. Called them already. Said 15 minutes. They should be here soon. Signal jammer on? Zhao Hu nodded. Jammer's active. No signals getting through. Prevents remote detonation. Once arranged, Yilin walked to me panting on the ground. His eyes showed gratitude. Chunky, thank you. If not for you, who knows what would have happened? As he spoke, he patted my head. I cursed inwardly. Get lost. Only dumb dogs get their heads patted. Hey, knock it off. I rolled my eyes. I ignored him. Right then, 2 armored vehicles sped in, sirens blaring. Stopped near the cordon. 7 or 8 armed officers got out. 2 quickly fetched bomb suits from the trunk. 1 helped the other suit up. The other 5 assembled gear. An officer approached Yilin. Station Chief, brief us on the situation. Yilin got straight to it. He laid out the whole thing. The officer asked, did he say anything? Yilin shook his head. Not a single word. We can't get through. He nodded. We'll take a look ourselves. Then, he turned to his team. Set? Proceeding now. Big Wang sat at a terminal. He held the remote, steering the robot towards the suitcase. The feed reached the monitor. 2 minutes later, it was by the case. Carefully, he scanned the whole thing. An eerie silence fell. My heart was racing. Big Wang suddenly shouted, dang, so many bombs. Hearing this, a teammate by the car jumped. The whole team tensed up. Then, Station Chief asked nervously, can you confirm they're bombs?